Access 2019 Database Management System. A database is like a special place where we keep a lot of information organized and easy to find. It is like a library or a file cabinet, where instead of books or files, data is stored in a computer. Learning objectives. Introduction to database. Microsoft Access. Creating a table in the design view. Creating a table in the datasheet view. Working with a table. Database query. Closing database and exiting access. Introduction to database. Think of a library with shelves full of books. Each book has its own title, author, and information inside. Just like how a library organizes books by categories like fiction, non-fiction, and genres, a database organizes information into categories called tables. A database is a structured and organized collection of data that is stored electronically in a computer system. It is designed to efficiently store, manage, and retrieve data for various purposes. Organization of data in a database. A database organizes data into tables. Each table has rows and columns. Each row in a table contains specific information, like a record or entry in a file, and each column, also known as a field, represents a specific type of data, for example, name, age. Tables in a database can be connected or related to each other, allowing us to find related information easily. Let us say we have a database for a school. We might have tables for students, teachers, classes, and grades. Each table would have different columns like admission number, name, age, and class. When we want to find information about a specific student, we can look them up in the student table and see all their details neatly organized. Column, row, organization of data in a DBMS. Real-life examples of databases. Some of the real-life examples of databases are given below. Library database. A library database keeps track of books' titles, authors, genres, and availability, making it easier to find and borrow book. Online shopping. An online shopping database stores product information, prices, descriptions, and customer reviews, allowing them to browse and purchase items conveniently. Students database. A school database stores student names, grades, attendance records, and class schedules, helping teachers and administrators keep track of students' academic progress. Social media. A social media database keeps track of user accounts, friend connections, photos, videos, and comments, enabling users to interact and share content online. Music and movies records. A music or movie database stores titles, artists, genres, release dates, and playlists, allowing users to discover and stream their favorite songs and movies. Video games. A video game database stores player profiles, achievements, levels, scores, and in-game items, allowing players to continue their gaming experience across sessions. Bank database. A bank database keeps track of customer accounts, balances and deposits. Patients database. A hospital database stores patients' medical records and health histories. Database management system. A database management system, DBMS, is like a smart organizer for storing and managing information in a computer. It organizes data into tables, rows, and columns. Each table is like a separate folder containing related information. A DBMS serves as an intermediary between users and the physical database, hiding the complexities of data storage and management. Database management systems offer several advantages that make them essential in modern times. Some of the key advantages of using a DBMS are explained below. Data centralization. Databases allow for the centralization of data storage, where all information related to an organization or system is stored in one location. This makes it easier to access and manage data efficiently. Organized information. Databases help keep information organized like a digital filing system. This makes it easy to find and use data when needed, just like finding a book in a library. Easy access. Databases allow quick access to information. Imagine finding your favorite book instantly on a library shelf instead of searching through piles of books. Reduced errors. Databases help reduce mistakes and errors in data. They ensure that information is entered correctly and consistently. Data security. Databases keep information safe and secure. Just like how you lock your diary to keep it private, databases use security measures to protect sensitive information from unauthorized access. Sharing information. Databases make it easy to share and collaborate on information. You can share files and work together on projects with multiple users, just like sharing notes for a group project. Saving time. Databases save time by automating tasks like sorting and searching for information. It is like having a super fast search engine that finds exactly what you need in seconds. Backup and recovery. Databases can back up data regularly, like saving a copy of your work. If something goes wrong, you can restore the backup and get back your information, just like undoing a mistake. Data maintenance and updates. DBMS simplifies data maintenance tasks such as adding, updating, and deleting records, ensuring data accuracy. Some examples of DBMS are Microsoft Access, Oracle, MySQL, and PostgreSQL. In this chapter, we will discuss the use of Microsoft Access 2019. Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access, or simply Access, is a software application that falls under the category of database management systems. It is developed by Microsoft as part of its Microsoft Office suite. Some of the advantages of MS Access are listed below. Microsoft Access has an easy-to-use interface with menus, buttons, and wizards that guide you through the process of creating and managing databases. It allows you to establish relationships between different tables in your database, helping you link related information together. For example, you can connect a student's name with their grades and attendance record. Access provides features for securing your database, such as password protection and user permissions, to keep your information safe from unauthorized access. Microsoft Access integrates seamlessly with other Microsoft Office applications like Excel and Word, allowing you to import and export data between them and enhance your productivity. Database objects. In Microsoft Access, database objects are the components that make up a database and help organize and manage data effectively. Some of the commonly used database objects in Access are listed below. Table. Microsoft Access lets you create tables to organize your data. Each table has rows, records, and columns, fields, to organize and represent information. You can create one or more tables in your database. Form. Forms allow you to enter, view, and edit data in your tables. Instead of working directly with tables, you can use forms with user-friendly layouts and controls to interact with your data. Query. Queries are like smart search tools that help you find and retrieve specific information from your tables. You can create queries based on one table or on multiple related tables. Report. Reports are like professional-looking documents that present your data in a structured and organized format. Usually, a report is used to obtain a printed copy of the data. Important note: queries help you find specific information from your tables, while reports help you summarize and present that information in a professional format. Starting Microsoft Access. To open Microsoft Access in Windows 10, follow these steps. Step 1. Click the Start button and start typing Access. Step 2. When the Access app is displayed, click to open it. The Microsoft Access 2019 opening screen appears. Opening Access. Access 2019 opening screen. Step 3. Click on the blank database option under the New section in the right pane of the window. A dialog box appears asking you to enter the name for the database. Step 4. Enter the name of your database in the File Name text box, and click the Create button. A database is created which includes a default table named as Table 1. Entering the name of the database. Click this button to specify the location where you want to create the database file. Important note: the database file is created in Access with ACTB extension. Components of the Access window. In addition to the title bar, ribbon, quick access toolbar, and file tab, which are common to all Microsoft Office Suite applications, the Access window has many other components as shown in the figure. Components of the Access window: Workspace area, Navigation pane, Record navigation bar, Object tab, Status bar. Let us read about these components. Navigation pane. The navigation pane is on the left side of the Access window and displays a hierarchical view of all database objects such as tables, queries, forms, and reports. Workspace area. The workspace area is the main working area in the Access window where you design, view, and interact with database objects. Depending on the database object you are working with, this area will display different tools and options. Record navigation bar. The record navigation bar is present just above the status bar. It allows you to navigate through records in a database object. Object tab. When you open a specific database object, such as a table, query, form, or report, its tab appears in the workspace area. It allows you to switch between different objects and keep track of the ones you are currently working on. Status bar. The status bar is at the bottom of the Access window. It provides information about the current status of the database, including the number of records in a table or the progress of a process. You can also switch between different views, Datasheet view and Design view, from the status bar. Creating a table in Access 2019. There are two ways of creating a table in Access: using the Design view, using the Datasheet view. When you create a new database, by default the table is opened in the Datasheet view. Creating a table in the Design view. Creating a table in Design view in Microsoft Access allows you to define the structure of the table, including its fields, columns, and their properties. To create a table in the Design view, follow any of these steps. Click the Create tab and then click the Table Design button present in the Tables group. Click the Design View button on the status bar. The Design View window for the new table appears. It is divided into two panes, Field Grid area and Field Properties area. Click the Table Design button. Click the Create tab. Clicking the Table Design button. Field Grid area. Table Design View in Access 2019. Field Grid area. The Field Grid area is used to define three main components of a table, namely, field name, data type, and description. A field name can have a maximum length of 64 characters. The data type determines the kind of values that can be stored in the field, such as text, number, and date. The description describes the purpose of the particular field. This is an optional field. Field Properties area. This area is used to define the properties of the fields in a table which are dependent on the data types. Some of the common properties are field size, format, caption, validation rule, and default value. Data types in Access 2019. In Access 2019, there are several data types that you can use to define the type of data stored in each field of a table. Some of the most common data types are given below. Short text. It is used for storing alphanumeric characters, such as letters, numbers, and symbols. It is suitable for storing names, addresses, descriptions, and other textual information. It can take up to 255 characters in a field. Long text. It is used for those text entries which are longer than 255 characters, such as paragraphs or notes. It can have up to 65,535 characters. Number. It is used for storing numeric values, such as integers or decimal numbers. It is suitable for storing quantities, prices, percentages, and other numeric data. Currency. It is used for storing monetary values with 2 decimal places, ensures accurate handling of currency calculations. Date/time. It is used for storing date and time values for the years 100 to 9999. It supports various date and time formats. Auto number. It is used for generating unique, sequential, or random numbers automatically when a new record is created. Yes/no. It is used for storing binary values representing true/false, yes/no, or on/off choices. Let us create the following table in Design View. Book ID, book name, author, price. To do this, follow these steps. Step 1. Open the table in the Design View. Step 2. Fill in the field name, data type and description for each column/field in the table as shown the picture. Click in the cell and enter the details, creating a table in Design View. Step 3. Once the table is created, it is necessary to save it for future use. Click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar to save the database. The Save As dialog box appears. Save As dialog box. Step 4. Enter the name of the table in the Table Name text box and click OK. A prompt appears which asks you to create a primary key for the table. Microsoft Access prompting for a primary key. Step 5. Click Yes to create a primary key for the table. Click No if no primary key is required and click Cancel to remain in the Design View. As you click Yes, Access will create a field named ID with the data type auto number as the primary key. Setting a primary key. A primary key in a database is like a special ID card that uniquely identifies each record or row in a table. It is a special field or a set of fields in a table that ensures each row has a distinct identity, helping you find and manage specific records easily. When a field is set as a primary key, it guarantees that no two records in the database contain the same value for that field. For example, roll number of students must be unique for every record. Hence, you can set this field as the primary key. To set a field as a primary key, follow these steps. Step 1. Click the area to the left of the field name. When the mouse pointer changes to an arrow, select the field Book ID. Step 2. Click the primary key button present in the Tools group on the Table Design tab. Alternatively, right-click the selected field and then select the primary key option from the shortcut menu that appears. A key symbol is displayed on the left side of the field. Setting the primary key. Key symbol appears. Book ID set as primary key. Inserting and deleting fields in the Design View. Once you have designed the structure of the table, you can anytime insert or delete the fields in it. To insert a new field in the Design View of the table, follow these steps. Step 1. Select the field before which you want to insert a new field. For example, we want to insert a field before the field named Book Price. Step 2. Click the Insert Rows button in the Tools group on the Table Design tab. Alternatively, right-click on the selected field and click the Insert Rows option from the shortcut menu that appears. Inserting a new row in the Design View of the table. A new row will be inserted before the selected field. Step 3. Enter the required field name, data type and description in the new row. We have added the quantity field in the table. New field added in the table. Entering a new field. Important note: if you want to insert the new field in the end, simply enter the details of the new field in the row just below the last field of the table. To delete an existing field from the table's Design View, follow these steps. Step 1. select the field which needs to be deleted. For example, select the field quantity, which we have just added. Step 2. Click the Delete Rows button in the Tools group on the Table Design tab. Alternatively, right-click on the selected field and click the Delete Rows option from the shortcut menu that appears. Deleting a field in the design view of the table. Important note: if the field which you are deleting is a primary key, a message box will appear asking whether you want to delete the row. Click Yes to delete the field, otherwise click No. Creating a table in the datasheet view. The datasheet view enables the user to enter data in a table without defining its structure or data types. When you enter data in the datasheet view, the data type and the size of the field are defined automatically. When you double-click on the table name in the navigation pane, it, by default, opens in the datasheet view. This view is primarily used for viewing and editing data in a table. To create the same table that we created in Design View in the Datasheet view, follow these steps. Step 1. Click the Create tab and then click the Table button in the Tables group. A new table in Datasheet view is opened. Step 2. Click the Click to Add box in the second column. A drop-down menu displaying the list of data types appears. Click the Table button. Click the Create tab. Clicking the Table button. Creating a table in Datasheet view. Step 3. Select the appropriate data type for the field. The Click to Add field will convert to an editable text box. Step 4. Type the name of the field and press the Enter key. The cursor moves to the next column displaying the next Click to Add box. For example, select the data type number and type in Book Idaho. Repeat steps 3 and 4 if you want to add more fields. Adding fields in Datasheet view of the table. Step 5. Click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar. The Save As dialog box appears. Step 6. Enter the name of the table, for example, Book Info New, and click OK. Important note: when a table is created in the Datasheet view, Access creates a field named ID and sets it as the primary key, by default. You can remove this field by switching to the Design view and set your own field as the primary key. Then, you can delete the ID field if needed. Inserting and deleting fields in the Datasheet view. To insert a field in the Datasheet view of the table, follow these steps. Step 1. Select the field before which you want to insert a new field. Step 2. Right-click the selected field and select the Insert Field option from the shortcut menu that appears. A new field is inserted. Step 3. Double-click on the field just added and rename it to Quantity. Inserting a new field in the Datasheet view. Quantity field added. Important note: if you want to change the data type of the field, you first need to switch to the Design view and then change the data type. To delete an existing field from the Datasheet view, follow these steps. Step 1. Select the field that you want to delete. For example, select the Quantity field. Step 2. Right-click the selected field and select the Delete Field option from the shortcut menu that appears. Deleting a field in the Datasheet view. Switching between the Design and Datasheet view. To switch between the Design and Datasheet view of the table, click the View button in the Views group on the Home tab and select the desired view option from the drop-down menu that appears. View drop-down menu. Working with a table. Once the structure of a table is defined, you can enter, delete or modify data in it. To enter data in the table, follow these steps. Step 1. Open the table in the Datasheet view. Step 2. Click on the first cell in the data entry row and start typing your data. Step 3. Press the Tab key to move to the next cell in the same row or press Enter to move to the first cell in the next row, and enter the desired data in the respective field. Step 4. Enter data for each field in the row, moving from left to right. You can enter text, numbers, dates, or any other data according to the field's data type. Access automatically saves your data as you enter it. Entering data in the table. Deleting records from a table. To delete an existing record from the table, follow these steps. Step 1. Right-click the selected record and select the Delete Record option from the shortcut menu that appears. A message box is displayed. Step 2. Click Yes to delete the record or No to cancel the deletion. Note that the action of deleting a record cannot be undone. Deleting a record. Record deletion message. Database query. A database query is like asking a question to your database to retrieve specific information that matches certain criteria. Queries are used to perform various tasks such as filtering, sorting, grouping, and calculating data based on specified criteria. They are a powerful tool for extracting meaningful information from your database without altering the underlying data. Creating a query. The simplest way to create a query in MS Access is to use the Query Wizard. It helps you create queries by guiding you through a series of steps and options. To create a query using the Query Wizard, follow these steps. Step 1. Click the Create tab and then click the Query Wizard button in the Queries group. The new query dialog box appears. Click the Create tab. Click the Query Wizard button. Click Simple Query Wizard option. Click OK. New query dialog box. Step 2. Click Simple Query Wizard option and then click OK. The Simple Query Wizard dialog box appears. Step 3. Select the respective table from the Table/Queries drop-down list box. Step 4. Select the field that you want to include in the query from the available fields list. Step 5. Click the button to move the selected field from the available fields list to the selected fields list. Repeat this step for the other fields which you want to insert in the query. Step 6. Click the Next button. Select the desired table from here. Select the field name you want in the query. Click this button to move the selected field. Selecting the desired table for the query. Click the Next button. Field selected for the query. Important note: you can select the button to insert all the field in the query at once. Step 7. Select the Detail, shows every field of every record, option to view every field of every record. Step 8. Click Next. This takes you to the last step of the Simple Query Wizard. Step 9. Enter a name for the query in the What title do you want for your query box and then click the Finish button. Choosing the Detail, shows every field of every record, option. Entering the name of the query. The query is created and opened in the datasheet view in the workspace area. Book info query is created. Running the query. Like tables, all the queries created in a database also appear in the navigation pane under the Queries section on the left side of the window. You can run any existing query by just double-clicking on it. The data retrieved by the query is displayed in the datasheet view. Double-click on the name of the query to open it in the datasheet view. Query shown in the navigation pane. Do-it-yourself, experiential learning. Create a query based on book info table displaying only two fields: book name and price. Save the query with the name price query. Bonus content, subject enrichment. Creating a report. To create a report in Access, click the Create tab and then click the Report button in the Reports group. A report based on the active table or active query will be created in a professional format. Closing database and exiting Access. To close a database, click the File tab and then click Close Database from the Backstage view that appears. The database on which you are currently working will be closed. When you close the database, it does not close the Microsoft Access window. So, to exit Microsoft Access, click the Close button on the upper right corner of the Access window. For the teacher, Start by explaining what database and database management system is in simple terms. Compare it to a digital filing cabinet where you can store and organize information. Open Microsoft Access on the computers and explain the purpose of each component and how they are used in creating and managing databases. Demonstrate to students how to create a new blank database and name it. Show them how to create a table, query and report in Access. Let the students practice entering their own data into the table and create a query and report based on it. Let us revise. A database is a structured and organized collection of data that is stored electronically in a computer system. A database management system, DBMS, is like a smart organizer for storing and managing information in a computer. It organizes data into tables, rows, and columns. Microsoft Access, or simply Access, is a software application that falls under the category of database management systems. It is developed by Microsoft as part of its Microsoft Office suite. Some of the commonly used database objects in Access are table, form, query, and report. Some of the parts of Access window are navigation pane, workspace area, record navigation pane, object tab, and status bar. There are two ways of creating a table in Microsoft Access: using the design view and using the datasheet view. A primary key is a field or a set of fields, columns, in a relational database table that uniquely identifies each record, row, in that table. In Microsoft Access, a query is a database object that allows you to retrieve and manipulate data from one or more tables.